Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Black Leather Couch. Today's guest is Deanna Danger. She's a burlesque performer and entrepreneur. I've known her for probably better than 10 years. We worked on some photo projects together, some video stuff. She was actually in my very first music video as one of the victims and then heroine. Got her on the couch, asked her some questions, learned a little bit more about her, where she came from, whatnot. Found out about what she's doing now and what she's got planned for the future. So give it a watch and enjoy. So they were all like, I'm not waiting anymore. So anyway, okay. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
There's my fade in. Where were you born and raised?
Born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mostly raised in Florida.
Really?
Mostly in and around Orlando. And then in 8th grade, I moved up to Virginia.
Why did you move here? Your parents?
My dad got a new job. Transferred. So I was the new kid in 8th grade.
Was the transition tough?
Yes. Very tough.
Yeah.
Because it was 8th grade and then 9th grade. High school was right the next year. And
yeah. I mean,
I was the weird Florida girl.
What year was that?
A couple years back.
Couple years back. Not to date you or
or
say how old
like
you are.
5.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should ask then, did you like Florida better or has Richmond grown on you? I mean, did you come right to Richmond?
No. I came to Richmond after college. So when I moved up to Virginia, we moved to Stafford County.
Where? Stafford is
It's
northern?
north of Fredericksburg.
Okay.
So it used to be more like Fredericksburg, and now it's more like Woodbridge.
Okay.
And then I went to Virginia Tech, so lived in Blacksburg for 5 years, and then came and moved to Richmond after that.
Graduated Virginia Tech?
Yep.
What did you graduate with?
Communications.
Dun, da, da, da.
I was primed to be a TV news producer.
Producer, not...
Producer.
Didn't want to be an anchor? Or
Didn't want to be an anchor. I was not very good at anchoring, but I was good at telling people what to do.
And some things never change.
It's true.
Good childhood, parents together.
Great.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're actually going to be here this weekend.
Well, yeah. Where are they still? Wait, where are they now?
Now they're in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Kind
Another
of
job thing, or?
Kind of like the hills of North Carolina. They live
Yeah.
on a lake, so I like to go down and use
that's
their
cool.
boat and chill on the lake. And
So no
vacation.
crazy traumatic things from your childhood or anything like that?
Not involving family, just
No.
maybe school trauma.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Well,
has.
who doesn't have that?
Yeah.
If I had a dime for every time I was tormented for being a redhead.
4 wheels.
What's your dad do? Does he?
Well, they're both retired now.
Yeah.
He sold plumbing supplies.
Oh. And mom?
Very interesting. My mom, she didn't always have a job. She did different things here and there. She was mostly a mother.
Homemaker.
She was a homemaker. She did a reception here and there. She worked at my high school, actually, when I was in high school, and that was
awkward.
annoying. But yeah, they're both retired.
So, the dance thing, was one of them into that, or was that just something you did on your own?
Yes, my mom was into dance.
Okay.
Completely different type of dance, though. She was a belly dancer in the 70s.
Oh, there you go.
My dad was a race car driver.
Nice.
In the 70s.
See, that's what you need to lead with, not he sold plumbing supplies.
I know. Well,
my dad was a race car driver, my mom was a belly dancer.
It's pretty rad. And then they had us kids, and then
Then everybody went.
Yeah, they became Republican, and they're now
kids ruin
parents.
everything. Just remember that.
Well, I'm not having any.
Kidding. I'm kidding. Well, kind of kidding. So, when did you start with the dance and all that stuff? Was that in high school, or was that?
I was 3 years old.
3 years. So you got to go back now.
I go
So
way back.
what was that? Did they put you in classes or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
My mom put me in ballet and jazz and tap and modern and lyrical and the whole 9 yards. I did competition dancing when I was a kid. I did the pom-pom squad in high school and competitions with that.
Like cheerleading stuff too, or
not cheerleading, dance team.
Dance team, okay.
But there was still pom-poms involved.
Yeah.
Just a lot
I don't even think cheerleaders have pom-poms anymore, so
I think they do.
Do they? Maybe
so.
Competition stuff, I don't know. So, did you do that all through school, like high school, or did you leave it and revisit and just...
My whole life
has been dancing.
Up until college. I did not do it in college. I did not grow up and think I was going to be a dancer. I went to college, for video production.
For the communications, yeah.
And I only took a few classes here and there, and after I moved to Richmond, I started dancing again when I got the job at Fallout, cage dancing.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my return to dancing.
Really?
Gosh, probably back in 2008, 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Right around the time I met you.
So how much? Yeah, true. Well, no,
No, we were maybe a couple years before.
Yeah, we were before that because.
2005 maybe.
Yeah, who knows? That's what's funny about
it's a bit blurry.
Getting people on the show. Some that I know, some that I don't know. When I know them, it's very bizarre because, like with D-Ray, like I've known him for like 10+ years, and that just it seems like yesterday, and that makes me feel really old.
Aww.
So yeah, because I'm old. Yes, you heard it here first. I am old. So what did you do during that break? Just college, or was it? Did you give up, or was it because you were going toward the communications thing?
Yeah, I just didn't think I was going to be a dancer.
Yeah.
So I did the communications thing. I was really into video production, and I also have an English minor and an art minor, so I was very creative, and I explored. College was my exploratory years.
Gotcha. So before college, while you were still, I guess, learning, would you call it learning when you're dancing, or is it just always practicing?
Yeah, you're always studying.
You're always learning. Was there did you have a favorite thing that you did, or a favorite story from that you can remember? That was one of those things where you're like, this is why I do this, or was like, this is why I don't want to do this.
I have a terrible story, actually.
That'll work.
Okay, so we did a lot of dance competitions at Disney World. For some reason, they just hold dance competitions at Disney World.
Everybody wants to go to Disney, that's why.
We went down there, and we were competing, and there was this, ending award ceremony, and they had this big, parade procession, and each of the troops came in, and we had our troop go in, and we had our they looked like cheerleading uniforms, so it had a little skirt, a little white skirt, little white bloomers, and we're, marching through Disney World. And about 5 minutes into this probably 45-minute long march to get to where we were going, I realized that I started my period.
Oh, jeez.
In my white bloomers. So I had to escape from the parade with one of my counselors or whatever, and it was very traumatic.
How old were you during that?
I was probably 17.
17?
16, 17. I mean, it wasn't my first period. It just
okay.
happened to start.
For some reason, that's where my brain went
like,
this is the first time this has ever happened.
I developed earlier than that.
Okay. Well, that sucks. It
was not fun. That was a
you
traumatic.
just had your period. What are you gonna do? I'm leaving Disneyland.
Fuck! I'm already in Disneyland.
Yikes. So who were some of your? I mean, I always ask this question usually of musicians and stuff because that usually works better. Or there's usually somebody you can say, "Oh, this person influenced me and made me want to do this." Other than your mom being a belly dancer, was there anybody else that kind of inspired you to keep doing it or want to do it again? Or
well, I do have lots of influences with burlesque.
Yeah.
So once I discovered that, I did find a lot of influences there. But I think my first foray into naughty dancing, we'll say.
You can say anything you want.
Was probably Betty Page. Once I discovered her, she opened up my entire world.
Was that younger, before college?
No, that was college. I was very sheltered as a kid.
Oh, really?
Obviously.
Yes. Well, you've gone completely the other direction now. So do you pull inspiration from people like Betty Page, or is that just a jumping off point?
It was a jumping off point. Originally, I did. I still do in the fetish vein.
Mm-hmm.
I still, pull about a lot of inspiration from her there, and folks like Dita Von Teese, and just, fetish in general. But as far as burlesque goes, there's a lot of influences. Once I discovered that world.
A new door opened up.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mind just blew up.
When you say you were sheltered, you mean just you weren't exposed to it around, or your parents intentionally sheltered?
A little bit of both.
Really?
My mom is Catholic and my dad is Baptist.
Ah.
So
So there's a whole generation of us that discovered all of these things and did a 180.
I was definitely a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, some of us.
But I think I made up for it.
You know, you do what you can. You have a good time with it.
You know.
So, with that being said, and having those inspirations, is there any time that, as like, you got back into it after college, you started doing it, I can't even rattle off all the things. There's like, you teach Boom Boom Basics, right? Is that still the name of it? Okay.
Boom Boom Basics, Burlesque and Performing Arts Studio.
Ding. You also do things for the Bird, right? Like
I produce Burlesque at the Bird, which is the only burlesque show ever.
Now, is that, I guess, the Boom Boom part is teaching other people. That's not the name of, like...
No, that's my studio.
Okay, what's the performance troupe then called?
Well, my umbrella company is Deanna Danger Productions.
Yeah.
LLC. But then under that, I have lots of different productions, including Burlesque at the Bird, the RVA Cabaret, which is the fundraiser for Gallery 5. I produce the Boom Boom Room out in Charlottesville at Impulse Gay Social Club. I produced the Mason-Dixie Burlesque Tour.
That's the one I was trying to remember the name of. I was like, I remember it was something to do with the South. I tried to do a little bit of research because I don't like to know a whole bunch of stuff because then I forget how to ask the questions. I'm like, well, you do all of these things, and then I end up talking more. So I knew one of them, but I couldn't remember. I knew it was like country related. Again, I'm also on very little sleep, so you may have to take charge on this whole thing in a second.
You know, I've held a microphone or two in my life.
So, what developed first? Was it the teaching other people, or was it doing the burlesque?
Performing. Well,
performing.
Go-go dancing first.
Okay.
Cage dancing and go-go dancing was my first foray, and also modeling.
Yeah.
So from there, because I worked at Fallout, they were having a burlesque themed night. It was their first one ever. And I was working there, and I was like, you have to let me perform. And they did, and it stuck, and I just started getting
more and more.
And it was about a year after that when I started teaching. And
okay.
Fallout was actually the first one that asked me to teach.
Oh, well, there you go. See, that's what I was saying. I knew one created the other, but I wasn't sure which, because there was a window where you and I were in we were incommunicado. I don't know how you say that.
We lost touch.
There you go. That's what normal people say. I don't know where. Yeah. I don't know why I was trying to fancy it up.
Don't church it up, Carl.
Don't church it all up. So are your parents okay with what you're doing now, or they don't
no
chastise?
Well,
even
I mean, here and there.
Do they know all of the?
They know. I didn't tell them right away.
Yeah.
But they know. They're totally proud of me.
I mean, and it's your.
It's my livelihood.
It's your livelihood now. Yeah.
All I do.
Yeah, because before it was a kind of a hobby, and then it was a paying hobby, and now it's the deal, right?
Yeah.
It's what
you
do.
It's been the deal probably since 2011.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, when you started, it was like, I'm going to give up everything I'm doing and try and make money at this.
No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
because I was working at Plan 9, and then I got laid off there, and then I was like, well, let me do this more.
Yeah.
So then it was just kind of like part-time jobs, and then that, and then I just realized that I could just throw everything into that.
See, that's where you're one of those lucky people who can be creative all the time and make a living at it, which
pretty much.
I'm terrified to even try that most of the time because, there's months that go by where gigs don't happen. You got no picture, no photography, nobody wants to make a music video. No,
always a gamble.
Yeah.
You're always working, and it's always.
Well, that is why I admire you and what you're doing, because that takes some guts and some bowels.
Thank you.
So, during all of that, though, is there any time you just thought about, just screw this? This is not gonna. Okay.
All of the time. If an artist does not question themselves, then they are not truly an artist. So yeah, I definitely get through times when I'm just like, what am I doing? I hate everything. I just want to crawl in a hole and go away and fuck everything. But then I come to my senses and I look back and see what I've done, and we're like, no, Deanna, you can do this. Keep going. Pull your
all
head
of the
out of your
encouragement.
ass. Yeah.
Well, you've also got like a pretty sound friend structure of supporters as well too,
and support system through the community.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah. You mentioned fundraising for Gallery 5. Is there is it like a repetitive fundraiser? Is it something you do once a year? Or is
It's an ongoing fundraiser. It's a show. This year I'm doing 6 shows this year, and we kind of have like a little goal. It's about $5,000 a year, and we just...
Is that to upkeep?
Yeah, to upkeep it, and they have been struggling for a while, and they're actually doing a hell of a lot better right now.
Yeah.
But you know, helping them with bills, helping them like with major repairs, getting up to code, buying them a brand new sound system, those kinds of things. Your excuse. I can't believe you just burped.
I tried to not do it on camera, but it didn't work. So I asked about people. Now I'm going to ask about something physical, I guess. I don't know. I'll just ask the damn questions and stop trying to church it up, like you said. Was there an album, a book, or a movie that completely changed your life? Not necessarily having to do with dance or anything, but just in general.
Just one album, one book, or one movie.
See, here's the thing that's funny. You said you worked at Plan 9, which I remember vaguely. You always knew about musicians that I had never heard of before.
That was my job.
But I mean, like, you liked them and listened to them, and you guys talked about them like it was something everybody knew about, and I was always in the dark. I had no idea who T-Rex was or any of those things. Like, I know, right? And I know, because that was the thing. You're like, I've got this and I've got that. I'm like, I've never even heard that name.
I don't care.
I've only heard that on Jurassic Park.
Well, you know, if you're not a record store nerd, you just don't get it.
You don't get those things?
If you are a record store nerd, you just kind of have to do those things. You have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got to be music pretentious.
Exactly.
So is there anything that pops into your head that you can think of at all?
I mean, I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. So I wouldn't have to say one album or the other, but we'll just say Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I just mean, for some people, it's a certain sound, even like, when I discovered country music, my whole life changed. That did not happen to me.
For me, it was like Pink Floyd and mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. So it wasn't that your life changed, it completely changed your perception.
I just, open. Like I said, I grew up like Catholic and Baptist.
Sheltered.
And straight A student, National Honor Society, the whole 9 yards.
Don't make me start hating you now, because that's...
I was totally a goody-goody. But a naughty girl underneath.
Yep.
I had my moments.
Isn't that how that works?
It is true.
Catholic girls are the worst.
I'm saying.
Is there something... Again, it doesn't have to be related to the dance. Is there something that you haven't done yet that you, like, one of those bucket list things, like something you really want to do?
Aside from dance or with dance?
Either one. I usually say aside from the main thing that you do, because it goes along with the question of, is there something people would not readily know about you? Because it's kind of a two-part question, but I kind of asked it backwards.
Well, I would love to get more into acting.
Yeah.
Bucket list would be to act in a feature-length, probably horror film, where I'm the badass that saves the day. That would probably be bucket list, and I may or may not have an opportunity coming up to do that.
I know some people who know some people, as well, and
stuff and things.
Tons of people with scripts and things, when
So
we have time.
More acting.
More acting.
Lots more acting.
Now, is there something though? I can see that being the same thing. You perform, you dance, you do all that stuff. So acting isn't that much of a jump. Is there anything that most people would say, like some little deep dark secret? You're like, I totally want to do this one day, and no one would guess it if they looked at you.
I mean, they might guess it, but I would totally want to be like a ninja. I would love to learn to be a Shaolin monk warrior.
You and my stepkid.
I want to know.
So you want Pai Mei to whoop your ass in the hills of some...
Sure. As long as I come out
a little bit of a Kill Bill thing, sort of thing. Yeah. You use social media a lot too,
yes.
To promote, I don't know that I've ever seen much videos and stuff like that. I guess people don't really video burlesque too much.
Really?
Do they?
I have a video page.
Oh, well, there you go.
Thanks for doing your research.
I know, right? This guy doesn't have a clue who I am. No. Well, I would assume that things like that you can't really broadcast too much because of the nature of it, but...
Yeah, it's not really a broadcasting thing.
Yeah.
But I have them available on vimeo.com/Deanna Danger.
There you go. See? Bing! Might even be able to pop that up on the screen when we do this, but... Bing, bong! And you do like the whole... Go here. Ta-da! So... do you feel that having all the followers on like Instagram and stuff like that, do you feel that helps or hinders having, well, does it help? Obviously it helps the work stuff and getting the word out and everything, but does it hinder being able to have a personal life separate from that, do you think?
Not really. No?
Do you even care about that? Is it something where you're like, I just want people to leave me alone on Tuesdays or whatever?
I mean, yeah, totally. You know, I'm an ambivert.
An ambivert.
An ambivert. I've learned that term recently. So I like to be an introvert sometimes, and I like to be an extrovert.
I heard there's a school of thought of something I read not too long ago where, and I think people like Aisha Tyler and stuff like that are like that too, where they are very extroverted for a time, but then they need to recharge and be introverted.
Very much.
And there's misconceptions about people that are like that they're really closet introverts or so. There's like a weird terminology for it, but ambivert I've not heard yet. So is that like ambidextrous?
Totally. I go both ways.
I go both ways. Sometimes I want to talk to you, and sometimes I could give two shits what you have to say.
Exactly.
So what's going on right now? Do you have anything major? I mean, obviously you have major things all the time. Do you have anything you're really proud of coming up?
Yes.
Or, yeah?
I have some exciting things coming up. I'm working on an Edgar Allan Poe themed burlesque show to happen this October in Richmond, Baltimore, and Philadelphia.
Cool.
So it's going to be called The Haunting of Poe, a Burlesque Masquerade.
Very cool.
So.
Do you have it all worked out yet, or is it just kind of the idea stage?
It's still in the works. I'm actually working with co-producer Maria Bella of Gilded Lily Burlesque in Baltimore.
Cool.
So we're kind of in the early stages, but we've got some pretty big plans, and we're kind of marching through them and getting it all done. We'll be doing 2 shows in Richmond. It's the 3rd weekend in October.
Cool. Are you working with the Poe Museum at all on it?
I haven't approached them yet.
Uh-oh.
They're not very burlesque friendly.
Nah.
But they will get a call from me.
Yeah.
Well, I can't not try.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd be silly to not work with me.
I mean any sort of advertising, I mean, promotion is promotion, really, unless it's like negative, and then they
don't like the nakedness. But they just don't get the art of it. It's freaking Edgar Allan Poe.
He was a freak,
like,
exactly. How
what
do
are
you
talking about?
I mean, you can't make Edgar Allan Poe family friendly.
No, you can't.
I mean,
no.
Who reads the Telltale Heart to their kids at night? Messed up people, that's who does.
Cool parents.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say I may have done that once or twice, but I'm not going to, self-incrimination. What are some of the things you've done so far that you're most proud of?
Well, producing at the Bird Theater.
Yeah.
As well as some other pretty notable theaters. One being the Jefferson Theater in Charlottesville. Do you know that theater?
I'm not familiar.
It's pretty big. And I sold it out.
Nice.
Sold that bitch out. Pretty proud of that. I'm also proud of the Mason-Dixie tour, just taking off.
Yeah, you guys were on, like, how far out did you go? Like,
we made it out to Texas. We do a downward through the south and then over through the middle and back.
Yeah, I guess no one would know what Mason-Dixon is anywhere past, like...
No, people get it.
I didn't know any of that stuff when I lived in Ohio.
Really?
We covered the Civil War in a day up there.
Oh.
And then it was like, yeah, we fought, we won, and everything. Everybody went on there with their merry way. Down here, I was like, we moved down here, and it was like, okay, we're going to be covering this for the next 2 months. What?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's really a big thing. So how long did the tour go?
It's a month.
A month long.
So we go out for a month on the road.
Are you
3 showgirls in a station wagon, traveling across America.
Yikes.
Making money, paying our bills, living the dream.
Living the dream. So now I know you guys broke down at one point too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that online. I was like, oh no.
We didn't just break down. We broke like completely. My tour mate had to buy a new car.
Wow. Yikes.
In the middle of Louisiana.
Holy crap. Yeah, apparently didn't follow up on that online. I saw, I was like, oh, they got a flat tire. That sucks, or whatever happened. I was like, oh, that's going to suck. And then I remember, hey, can anybody help? We're stranded here in somewhere.
Please don't send serial killers.
Yeah. We are in the South where they don't kill you, they keep you. Please come.
And eat you.
Send help. I've seen too many movies. So when was that? Was it during the summer?
That was in February. That was like
yeah.
February. in the middle of the freaking winter.
Middle of the winter.
So much winter.
Poor planning right now.
So much winter. We went south. We didn't think it was going to be that cold.
Yeah, this is a weird winter this year. So
it was fucking cold.
Yeah. So with things like selling out the theater and whatnot, certain things have started to make a revival, burlesque being one of them. Has there been any places you've gone where the reception for that sort of thing has just been like, you know, the Blues Brothers in the country bar kind of thing, where you're like, you go in and you're like, oh, you guys didn't know what this was, did you? Nothing that, I mean, I guess.
Not really.
I mean, your advertising for it's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty much explains it in the thing.
Most people are pretty respectful.
Yeah.
The only crowds that are tough crowds are like douchebag drunk crowds.
Yeah. Which there's
like
always.
The pop collar crowd.
Oh,
they don't have any filter.
No respect for anything. No respect for the arts.
None.
Unless it's 2 Chainz or something. That hurt me to actually say the name.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, sorry.
You burped on my video.
I burped.
You said 2 Chainz.
No one heard the burp. I guarantee they didn't hear the burp.
They heard you say, excuse me.
I have audio filters. I can get rid of it. But now
we've
said that I've done it so many times.
And you've admitted to it.
We've built up
It happened.
We've built it all up. All right, so you've had all that tour stuff. You've had tons of success here. You've had the troup's grown too. You've gotten bigger. I know you guest people from other cities. You've had all sorts of stuff. So now we come to the part of the show where I hope you have something good in the dirty story range. Like, that you had the bad, I mean, I guess technically the period story would be considered that for the tame. But I know you can do better, so what is your favorite dirty story? And again, it doesn't have to be something that happened to you directly. It could be something that was indirectly.
No, I'll tell you something direct.
Okay.
So college was my exploratory years. Did a lot of experimenting. And I don't really recall a lot of this night.
Okay.
But I was definitely at a party.
I'm pretty sure.
I was definitely drunk. I don't. There might have been other things going on. And I met a person who I kind of had a crush on, and we couldn't keep our hands to ourselves there at the party, so we did things at the party, and then the party broke up and it was going to another place, so we were moving along with the party to the other place, and we couldn't quite make it to the other place, so we darted off to go have sex wherever in the bushes next.
The bushes.
Basically, we just like left the sidewalk and went to
just like, outside of visual range.
Literally, just like right over there, and we were doing it, and a whole crowd of people walked by and saw us and set off like the lights, the security lights, all over the yard. So there we were.
Wait, so you didn't set the lights off, but they did when they saw you?
I don't know how it works.
Well, that's right. You did say your
memory
memory was not the best.
Near us, like it might have been that way, but either way, we were lit up, and more importantly, the building that we were fucking against lit up, and we realized it was a Jewish community center.
Oh, no.
So sorry about that. I don't think we finished. I think we went off and finished elsewhere.
And now you've got this really weird fetish where it comes every time I go by a Jewish community center.
Just get horny, you know? It's a thing.
Ouch. Well, that was a good one. I like that.
It was pretty decent. There's lots more, but.
Oh God, that's funny. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully, much success with the new stuff coming up. I like the Edgar Allan Poe thing. I will try and do my best to make it. It's during my birthday month, so I plan on being fairly intoxicated during
you should come celebrate.
Much of that month. I would be one of the pop collar douchebags. No, you're doing it wrong. I get up there. Let me show you how it's done. I don't know why I would have that accent, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard that accent come out when you're drunk.
I know. It's usually like Cleveland voice or something. I don't know, but well, thanks again. I appreciate it. I'm glad you made the trip.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's it.